is used to competing with no gloves. He's competed a lot in Litway, and there's no gloves there, so he's very comfortable inside these small gloves.
To say though, Sirapisos has had a problem in the past with breaking his hands. There are athletes out there that do have some hands boxers and kickboxers.
Especially when you got no gloves on.
Well, in that case, he'll appreciate the 4 ounces here. Good low check there from Sirapisos. Front kick from the Kiwi, checks the low kick again.
See, that seems to be a strategy in Naito early, is he wants to attack that lower part of the leg of Sirapisos. Because Sirapisos has such good movement, Naito's going to try to slow him down as much as possible by beating on that lower leg.
Roundhouse kick there from Sirapisos. Snappy jab there from Sirapisos. Round kick off the lead leg from the New Zealander. And just gets upended. Catch and counter there from Naito. 3 judges, circle side, are scoring this one on a 10-point must system. Give the winner of the round 10 points. The less dominant boxer gets 9 points. Both men trading jabs. Again, those low kicks to that lead leg from Naito. Sirapisos has checked all of them so far. Good low kick there from Sirapisos. Body shot from Sirapisos. There is no filling out process whatsoever between these two.
And they're definitely jumping on it early. You keep seeing Naito go to that low leg. He's beating on it. He's definitely trying to slow down that movement of Sirapisos, and you can see that he's starting to get a little bit light on that lead leg.
Naito knows the boxing prowess of Sirapisos, and one way to slow down the boxing of your opponent is to take out his legs. Good punching begins from the legs. Take out the legs, he can take out the hands. And this is a superb opening round for Naito. Now the heavy salvos come from the Japanese champion.
You can just see the punches are so accurate coming from Naito. He's just slicing through the guard of Sirapisos, and Sirapisos is wearing it well. He keeps marching forward.
Traditionally in Muay Thai, the guys will start slowly and pick up the pace in the 3rd round, but in one Super Series, these are 3-round contests. You can't afford to start slowly. You've got to go opening bell.
Yeah, and Naito's doing just that. He seems to be a slight step ahead of Sirapisos. Countered beautifully as he stepped off there.
Sirapisos overhand right, nicely done. Naito just sticking on him like glue here, following him around the circle. Front kick to the guts there from Naito.
Sirapisos has to earn the respect of Naito. Naito's just walking right through his best shots.
One kick to the midsection from Sirapisos. There's that low kick again from Naito. It's been the prime weapon of the Japanese. We go to the towers at the end of 1. Once again, folks, score it 10-9 to the winner. Do you have it for Sirapisos? Do you have it for taking Naito?
Sirapisos trying to go to the body, but nice catch and counter there from Naito, but it all came down to these leg kicks, just landing over and over. And at the end of the first, you could see Sirapisos gingerly walking back to the stool as they start to ice down that lower part of the leg. I like the lower leg attacks. You really just shut down the legs to your opponent. It's very difficult to train and condition that part of the leg. You don't want to take a lot of those in practice, so you have to wear the shin guards. So when you start to go shin to shin like that, it can really build up and slow you down. It'll be interesting to watch Sirapisos get up off this stool and see what kind of juice he's got left for the second.
What the Thais will traditionally do is to kick. You see the footage, you see them kicking bamboo trees and poles and beams of wood. Well, that's true. They do that to calcify the shin, to actually damage the shin, so when it repairs, it calcifies and makes it even tougher to sustain the type of kicks that Sirapisos is receiving off Naito.
You can see that he's getting real ginger, and he's also starting to switch stances. Now he's going southpaw here.
Started this round at southpaw stance, and now Naito throws to that leg, to the southpaw lead leg of Sirapisos. No relent whatsoever here from taking Naito. 4-punch combination, Sirapisos. But as you said, at the end of the first round, Dragon, Sirapisos needs to establish some authority. He needs to stamp his presence here and let Naito know he is inside the circle and he can hurt him.
One of Sirapisos' best weapons is that big right hand. Now he's not going to be able to plant the left leg, dig into it, and really send that punch coming through. But he's got to change things up right now. Maybe start kicking the legs of Naito just to slow him down, because right now he hasn't landed any significant shots on Naito.
When Sirapisos lost to Lurtzilla, he afterwards said that he knows he can beat top-level opponents if he believes in himself. Well, now is the time where Sirapisos really needs to believe he can do it. Almost midway through this contest, His legs have been owned by Naito, but we know there's power in the hands of Serapeisos, especially the body shots as Naito looks for a dump. Serapeisos needs to look inside, needs to believe that he can overcome what Naito's throwing at him and turn the tide here.
Watch Naito's eyes. He's starting to look at the legs of Serapeisos, and just in that flat exchange, he started to go up top to the head. You can start to see what he's starting to think. He's going to start beating on those legs, and then he's going to start looking for that head kick.
Serapeisos cannot afford to overextend, to get frustrated, even though that's a nice right hand. Even though I'm sure his corner believes he's behind on the scorecards going into the second round here. 1 minute remains in this round, 3-rounder, 3-by-3. Southpaw stance from Serapeisos, they clinch up. Referee Onari keeps an eye on proceedings. Knee guard there from Naito, and referee Onari breaks it.
Yeah, these little gloves can change the course of the match very, very quickly, especially when you got power like Serapeisos has. You can start to see that Naito's slowing down just a little bit. He doesn't have quite the same sort of combination flow. He's not going to the legs. He's not going to the straight punches. And Serapeisos is having a better time.
This could be the chance for Serapeisos to go kleptomaniac and steal the round off Naito. Can he land some heavy artillery off the hand? Send a message to Naito for that third round that he's coming for him. Any opportunity here. Unable to pull the head down there, Serapeisos. Chance for the elbows. Throws the left elbow as the Kiwi. And the uppercut elbow. Nicely done from Alexi Serapeisos. Left hook from Naito. We are going to go into the third and final round of this one Super Series Muay Thai contest. There is some swelling under the left eye of Alexi Serapeisos.
That was a better round. Naito looked, as he stepped off there, threw a nice hook, but the combinations have started to slow down from Naito. This is Serapeisos' chance. He's got to start making this thing a little bit ugly. He can't stand here and trade techniques on the outside with Naito. He's got to get in tight. He's got to go to the body, go to the head, make this a dirty boxing match. Clinch up to the head, make things a little bit more rough.
You said the swelling there I spoke about under the left eye. The end swell being applied by the corner, Ethan Shep of Alexi Serapeisos. Some much needed instructions. Alexi needs to step it up now, and confidence oozing out of every pore of taking Naito. A silent sniper, the shootboxing super bantamweight champion. Also a karate black belt, third and final round. Inside the Estura Senayan, we are expecting a sellout crowd on this balmy Friday night for one championship for Novella.
Yeah, the legs are just gone out of Serapeisos, but the heart is not. He continues to march forward, throwing big shots.
And Serapeisos score a knockdown on Naito. Jab, a high kick from Naito.
You just see that left leg start to give out. He just can't quite stabilize on it. He can't lean forward and throw that big right hand he's got.
High kick there from Naito. Serapeisos, outside leg kick. Front kick. You see the high guard on Serapeisos. Checks two low kicks, crossing elbow from Naito.
The switch to southpaw seems to be paying dividends for Serapeisos. He's got to go back to that, and also Alexi Naito go back for the leg kick right there. It's available for him. He's just not throwing anymore.
High knee from Naito. Front kick again from Taiki Naito. Serapeisos needs to pick up the pace again here. Cannot afford to fall away. Little quarter angle turn. Nice movement here from Naito. Serapeisos, more straight line attacks. Naito a little more lateral. Head movement there from Naito, throws a leg kick. And Serapeisos needs to throw first as Naito counters.
See, Naito has a little bit better understanding of the range right now. His distance is just a little bit better. He's able to avoid the oncoming shots of Serapeisos and then land. Not anything big, but he's definitely touching Serapeisos up. Nice push kick landed by Naito there as he goes right to the jab, right to the inside low kick. He mixes up his targets very well.
Beautiful jab again there. First time on the big show of one Super Series for taking Naito, and he is impressing all and sundry. Gets a knockdown. Threaded the overhand right superbly. Down the target on Serapeisos. Now, unless Serapisos can knock down Naito, it'll make it a 10-8 round for the Japanese world champion. It is all for Serapisos to do here, Dragon.
Beautifully timed right hook. Just slid right through the guard. Look at now he's pouring it on.
Senses a finish. Does Naito. It was a beautiful overhand right. It wasn't fast, it wasn't powerful, it was precise. Left hook. He has really damaged the face of Serapisos and both legs, both shins, body shots now, uppercuts. Needle liver. Referee Nari says no more for Alexis Serapisos at the TKO third round for taking Naito. He is ultra impressive, Dragon.
Yeah, impressive is the right word, because that was a beautiful performance by Taiki Naito. Just a clinic of angles and distance and range, touching him up, hurt him on the legs, went after the legs in the first round, and then he started to go after the head. Just a beautiful game plan executed to perfection. Just all these little subtle angles and these turns. The fake to the push kick after he landed several to the face, drops him with the right hand, scores a huge knockdown, and then just kept it pouring it on. Beautiful performance by Taiki Naito.
One knockdown in the third round, and then referee Onari saying no more punishment for Serapisos. TKO for Naito. Let's get to Dom Lau, make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Atsushi Onari, has called a stop to this contest after 2 minutes and 45 seconds in the third round for your winner by way of technical knockout, Taiki Naito.
I'll tell you now, folks, keep a very close eye on Naito. Look at the sportsmanship, look at the moment of honor between these two men. Keeping a close eye on Naito, a very special breed of kickboxer and Muay Thai combatant. We will be seeing a lot more of him in one Super Series. The winner's medal goes back to Japan, around the neck of this very impressive young man. Taiki Naito now takes his record to 30-8. And the silent sniper is now with the very loud Dragon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Taiki Naito. That was a very impressive performance. What is your assessment of your performance here tonight?
素晴らしいパフォーマンスでした。今日の勝因について教えてください。
やっぱり気持ち、ハートの部分だと思います。ハート。
I was trying to beat by my heart, strong heart.
You definitely showed a strong heart. Now, the One Super Series division is wide open right now. You just made a huge statement in your debut. What do you want next here in One Championship?
ワンチャンピオンシップのスーパーシリーズでは素晴らしいパフォーマンス、デビュー戦を迎えました。今後、ワンチャンピオンシップでどのような戦いを見せたいですか？
ワンチャンピオンシップのスーパーシリーズ、フライ級は世界の強い選手がたくさんいて、日本人がなかなか勝つのは難しいと思いますけど、その中で僕が日本人を代表してモンスターたちと戦って勝ち抜いていきたいなと思ってます。
I want to keep winning in this flyweight divisions, and I want to be a strong Japanese fighter representing Japan for the future.
Incredible performance. Jakarta, show your love to your winner, Taiki Naito!
They are showing a lot of love. He came in with a 33% finishing rate, and now that's gone up a little higher. The knockdown there, that beautifully threaded overhand right of Naito. Just superb, the precision, the timing. Have a look at this. Beautifully connected, and down went Serapisos. Tremendous performance from Naito. Our main event tonight for the Welterweight World Championship, Sweden's Sebastian Katastam defends the strap against the wrestler Cameron Abasov. Sebastian Katastam has really coveted that world title bout, and what a world champion he's been here at ONE.
My training camp is going great at the moment, and I've had a pretty long camp this time, so my conditioning should be at the top comes fight night. I have a face, I have an opponent, so the intensity goes up and we get ready for war.
Sebastian Kazakhstan defends the belt successfully. He says he wants his reign to be long.
Now that I'm the champion, I feel I have to push a little bit harder because I know all these guys are coming for me. I like it, but it's not like, oh, I'm the champ, I can stop. No, this is just the beginning of my journey, so I'm excited for the next years to come. My mentality has gone from chasing something to more like, oh, these guys are coming to take something that is mine. Nobody's gonna come and steal something from me. Mixed martial art is such a weird sport. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, so the pressure is always very big. But as a champion, there's a little bit more pressure. I don't know how to explain, but in a way it's better pressure.
Sebastian Kazakhstan, the downward elbow, the crossing elbow. It's good night, Irene.
For now, my goal is to defend, but my biggest goal is that I wanted to become the first ever MMA world champion, Muay Thai world champion, and boxing champion. This is something that has always been in my mind even before I joined one championship. And now it's not a dream because I have the opportunity now with one Super Series to go after another world championship. There's no other organization in the world that gives these kind of opportunities. I'm looking into the one Super Series not only because I want to join, but it's the highest of highest class in the world. And I feel all the Muay Thai fighters, all the kickboxing fighters, they're the greatest. So if I could join that rank, then I would be super happy. The last 1-2 years, I've been developing into a whole new mixed martial artist and a martial artist. I'm not going anywhere, and I know all these guys, they're coming for me, and I'm here, I'm ready.
He is ready indeed. Sebastian Kazakhstan defending the welterweight crown in tonight's main event here in Jakarta, Indonesia. It will be no easy feat. His opponent, Cameron Abasov, is a martial arts finishing machine. Any way you look at Abasov, the man is just fireworks personified. Tani in trouble. Tani in big trouble.
Lands the big right hand. Cameron Abasov.
Когда первый раз мой менеджер, конечно, позвонил мне и сказал, что я буду драться в One Championship, мне это очень понравилось, потому что я следил за этой лигой. Вот, это было для меня такой большой мотивацией, можно сказать, в спорте еще.
There you go, loops over with a right hand, lands on Okami. Okami is hurt.
Tani in trouble. This is over surely now. It is over. Abasov made it look easy. Good night, Irene! Sebastian Kazakhstan is the champion of the world!
Сегодня мы работали над ударной техникой, так как мы знаем, что Себастьян Кадистан, он выходит из Муай-Тай, работаем именно направление сейчас по Муай-Тай, кикбоксинг.
Я с ними отрабатываю удары, тайминг нарабатываю, чтобы правильно уходить от ударов, правильно заходить к ударам. Вот. Нарабатываем, но как бы я не могу все карты разложить, но отрабатываю хорошо и надеюсь, я буду готов очень хорошо. Большое имя стать чемпионом мира, потому что когда ты становишься чемпионом мира, тебя уже воспринимают по-другому, как бы ты становишься добычей для охоты для всех. И чтобы подтверждать свой статус, ты должен еще больше усерднее тренироваться. Вот. Я вообще люблю очень тренироваться, и когда, я как и многие другие, я не думаю прям о своем сопернике там много там или что-то там, смотреть его бои, пересматривать там. Это пусть он обо мне думает, потому что я охотник, а он добыча.
Cameron Abasov, can he do it tonight in Jakarta, Indonesia? Can he dethrone the world champion Kazakhstan? Also tonight, look out for the One Championship debut of John Lineker. Hands of Stone takes on Muina Гафурова. Mark Fentex Abelardo against Adiyeng Jumai. Eko Roni Saputra will bring the house down against KG Eben. Star-studded card here in Jakarta tonight. I'll tell you what, when Ikironi Saputra comes out, you are going to hear something absolutely deafening. Also, when the darling of Indonesian martial arts makes her appearance, Priscilla Hertati Lumbanggol, she takes on Myanmar national boxing champion Bozena Antonia. That could be an absolute show stealer. And also, look out for Federico Roma against Wang Chungtuang in a Muay Thai showdown. Coming up next, it's a mixed martial arts rules contest set for 3 by 5-minute rounds. It's a flyweight match as Alapakua Sinagar takes on Eggy Roaston. This one will get crazy.
Representing Indonesia, Elipitua, the magician,
The man they call the magician. What tricks does Alapakua Sinagar have up his sleeve? Based out of Jakarta, Indonesia, training out of Bali MMA these days. Record of 3-1 with a 100% finishing rate. 2 submissions, 1 knockout. 28-6 wrestling record. The Indonesian Open Wrestling Champion. And a second round rear naked choke of Muhammad Imran at One Warrior's Dream in November of last year. First round TKO of Sodar at One Beyond the Horizon in September of last year. Comes in off a loss though last time out. Before that, a magnificent 3-match winning streak. What can the magician pull out of the hat tonight?
Yeah, Alapakua Sinagar is very confident going into this matchup, and it looks like the fans that have been playing One Fantasy are just as confident in Sinagar too. 59% are tilting Alapakua Sinagar to walk away with the victory here, and it is gonna come down to his wrestling style. He's got a very heavy top game. He likes to pick people up and put them on their back. And then once he gets that double leg takedown, he likes to smash on people. He says for this matchup, he went about 8 weeks over at Bali MMA, and he worked specifically on throwing a combination. Look for the 1-2 or possibly the 1-2 hook right into the double leg. He doesn't want to waste any time and play with the dangerous hands of Rosden. He wants to put him on his back and smash on him.
I was so hard at that first. My grandma didn't even believe it. I kept running.
representing Indonesia, Eggy Roaston.
Eggy Roaston from Bandung, Indonesia, the Indonesian regional boxing champion. A man who came from a broken home, was raised by his grandparents. After such a tumultuous upbringing, he decided to pick up the martial arts in an effort to find himself as a person, to avoid negative influences in life. He'd seen the adverse effects of gangs and drugs on many of his friends, began boxing in middle school, and said that martial arts changed his life for the better. 5-2 records, 4 knockouts, 1 decision, and 80% finishing rate. 28-19 and 2 in boxing, 18-18 kickboxing and Muay Thai. Very well put together all-rounder is Eggy Rosden, Dragon.
Yeah, Michael, you spoke about the boxing, and that is Rosden's house of cards. He's got some serious hand speed, and he likes to touch people up. For this matchup, he actually trained at Seligar's old gym. What are you smiling at?
How is a house of cards a strong thing?
That's his. That's his thing.
Are you
that's
gluing
his
together
place.
your houses of cards? You cheat and glue them together, mate?
His house of cards is made of concrete. He plays with giant cement blocks that are cards. And Rosden got some serious hands filled with concrete. He trained at Seligar's old gym, and so they went through and they broke down Seligar's style, and he says they've timed his shot. They know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to wait for that shot, and he's going to throw that uppercut.
For all the kids watching out there, do not take analogy lessons from Mitch Chilton. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this one. It is going to be an absolute dragger. We are set for 3x5 under mixed martial arts rules. Eggy Rosden and Alapatua Sidiga, all Indonesian affair with 2 contrasting styles, a boxer versus a wrestler. Slight height advantage going to Rosden. He's also the elder. Let's go to Tom Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a one championship flyweight contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is an Indonesian wrestling champion, standing at 160
centimeters tall,
of 28 wins.
Out
of Bali MMA, representing Indonesia. Put your hands together for Eggy Rosden. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Yoshinori Umeki.
Come to center. No headbutting, no groin, no eye poke, no attack back to the head, okay? We can make it a fair fight. Touch grab.
Final instructions from referee Umeki. Folks, don't forget to follow us across all your social media platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, at One Championship. We've got fans watching live on Facebook right now from Tanzania. We go to everyone watching from Tanzania. And the Istora Senayan in Jakarta, Indonesia, all part of One Championship, born of Vela. 3x5 here between Eggy Rosden and Alapatua Sidiga. Alapatua Sidiga in the green trunks, sporting the Kevin Ballignon-esque haircut here.
Oh, it's a powerful thing. Secret weapon.
Reaching jab from Sidiga. As they're filling out process in the opening 30 seconds here. Eggy Rosden trying to press Sidiga on the outside of the circle. Good jab, no right hand for company though.
That right hand that you spoke about is what his prediction is, to get a second round KO via overhand right. He's setting it up beautifully with that jab though. Ooh, nice little right hand landed by Sidiga too.
No jab there from Alapatua Sidiga. Jab from Rosden. The fans inside the Istora Senayan seem to be divided. What are the fans again in the fans yet to say for this one, Mitch?
59% say Seligar takes it.
Not an overwhelming percentage for Alapatua. Circles off counterclockwise. Nicely done. Gets away to the power side. Jab there from Rosden. Again, no right hand follow through. There's the right hand, and he sticks Sidiga with it and forces him back. Every time he throws a left, he should be throwing the power-laden right.
He's timing very well. I like the counter right hand though landed by Seligar. Seligar is looking a lot more comfortable on his feet than he has been in the past. There's that double leg, beautiful double leg. Timed by Seligar, but Eggy Rosden pops right back up to his feet. Might go for a ride here.
Sidiga takes the back of Eggy Rosden. Gonna try and sink in a choke in the opening round.
Oh, there's the rear naked choke. It looks like that house of cards is coming crumbling down.
Can he find the finisher? You did well, Mitch. You did well. He's found the finish. Made it look easy in the end. Some good hands early on from Eggy Roston, but Alapatua Siligar got the back, sunk in the choke. Good night, Irene. Well done from Siligar.
Siligar, beautiful double leg takedown. He basically had Rosden thinking he was going to stand up and trade. You can see Rosden overcommits on the right hand. Siligar does a beautiful duck under, slides in for the double leg takedown. Lightning fast back take, sinks in the rear naked choke. House of Cards came tumbling down. Eggy Rosden marches his way into the winner's circle. Oh, sorry, Alapatua Siligar marches his way into the winner's circle. Beautifully done. Look at this. Beautiful back take, slicks that right arm right under the neck, sinks in the choke before he even had the hooks in, and then that squeeze just gets tighter and tighter. Rosden did what he could, but was forced to tap his way out.
It's a night of finishes so far here in Jakarta. 3 matches down, 3 superb finishes. Let's go to Dom Lau to make this one all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Yoshinori Umeki, has called a stop to this contest after 2 minutes in the first round. For your winner, by way of rear naked choke, Alapatua Siligar.
Alapatua Siligar training at Bali MMA and prep for this one, and a paid off big time. Rear naked choke. First round over Eggy Roston, the regional boxing champion. Don't want to go to ground with a wrestler. Alapatua is just that. And it looks like he will have a chat now with the Dragon. Here's the magician, Alapatua Siligar.
Jakarta, I am here with your winner, Alapatua Siligar. You did exactly what you said you wanted him to do. You wanted to have him commit. You wanted to get that double leg. How do you feel about your performance here tonight?
Senang sekali bisa selesai pertandingan dengan secepat mungkin. Terima kasih Tuhan Yesus. Terima kasih juga buat pelatih saya dan corner saya dan semua dari Bali MMA. Terima kasih banyak.
I'm so happy to do the match, and thank you to Jesus and all the family.
Wow, I mean, what do you have to do to keep putting on performances like that? Because you looked good on the feet, but stellar on the ground.
Ya, saya lihat dia fokus dengan boxingnya, jadi saya harus berusaha mengambil bawah. Begitu, saya. Thank you.
I see that he has focus to the fight, and I take the lower of his body.
That you did. Jakarta, make some noise for your winner, Alapatua Siligar!
First round rear naked choke win in this flyweight contest for Alapatua Siligar, the Indonesian wrestling champion out of Bali MMA, against the regional boxing champion of Indonesia, Eggy Roston. What great action we saw. Took the back with ease, wrapped the arm beneath the chin around the neck, hooks go in. Only a matter of time before Roston was forced to tap out. First round finish of the highest order here for the wrestling champion, Alapatua Siligar. Crowd continues to file in at the Istora Senayan in Jakarta. They are looking forward to the co-main event of the rematch the world's been waiting for the One Super Series lightweight kickboxing world title. Brett Ursel and Nikki Holtzken. Controversy riddled their first match. In the rematch, both men look back, talk about the first time out. You better believe they are coming to bring it all here tonight in Jakarta.
Yeah, it was a hard fight. I enjoyed the fight, and I won all rounds. Yeah, the first 2 rounds, for me, it was like, not like a surprise, but I thought he was better because he didn't hit me like I thought he was hitting me.
Yeah, the first fight, it was a very tough fight. The first 2 rounds go very well for me. My game plan was very good. Until the moment I give him the knee. He goes down, the referee was yelling at me, so I raised my hands, I say, okay, I'm sorry. And I was a little bit disappointed that they don't give him the count, you know, because I thought it was not even in the liver, but on the ribs, it was higher. I know I really hurt him. Many people think I knocked him out. Many people think it was a low blow, so I go to my corner. He was 25 seconds on the ground, he stand up, he gets rest for like 1 minute. But in the rest, I didn't have the focus what I have before the fight and in the first 2 rounds. I lose my focus because of the knee.
In the 3rd round, he did really almost nothing. But I didn't want to take any risk, so I just like hold myself in.
Oh, just rocks the head back of Holtzman with that right hand. Step through knee again.
The knockdown in the 4th round, I set it up, of course. I just saw the gap, you know, in his defense, and my trainer yelled. And, yeah, I just jumped, and I hit him good.
Oh, the high knee, there it is!
Yeah, he gave me the knee on my face because I was standing still. But when he jumped, I leaned back, I get the knee, and he pushed me with his hand in my face. It was not the knee where I go down from, but it was the hand pushing me.
I think I should have KO'd him then, but I was like too excited, you know, to going for the kill.
I have to survive that the last 20 seconds of the round. And after the 1 minute rest, I was recovered again. And then the 5th round starts, and I was the better man again in the 5th round. I won the whole round.
Well, I was waiting for the outcome. I already knew that I put all the 5 rounds on my name. When he raised my hand, I was very happy. Just beat the guy, you know, that I'm focusing a long time. Prove the world that I'm the better fighter.
We make a very good fight for audience, for one championship. Everybody's talking about it, and everybody wants to see the rematch. Then we're gonna do it again.
It is going to be an epic main event, and even our fans playing One Fantasy, the world's largest martial arts fantasy game, available now on the One Super app, are hard pressed to decide a winner. Reckon Ursel gets 51% of fan votes. Nicky Holtzman gets 49% of fan votes. It is razor close. Reckon Ursel, one of 2 men known as the Immortal. The other is Hulk Hogan. How did he earn the nickname the Immortal? Reckon Ursel? Well, let's find out.
Representing the Netherlands, right here, the Immortal
The first time someone called me the Immortal was when I fought in the amateurs.
Good counter right hand there from Reckon Ursel, then goes to the body.
It seems like I never get tired between the rounds.
So very quick turnaround. Oh, knee to the liver.
I never lose on KO, so it suits me, the Immortal. Coming out with a mask, it gives me energy to go in the fight. It's for me like it's a relaxed moment because I'm just enjoying my music and enjoying the crowd. It's a moment for myself before the fight.
Anytime you see Reckon Ursel in the ring, it's a scary, scary sight. And here comes the wrecking ball.
The mask represents me because the mask shows no emotion. People remember me. There are some people are saying to each other like, hey, there's a guy with the mask, he's the Immortal one. I really like it that people remember me as the fighter with the mask, as the fighter with the aggressive style, as the fighter who's enjoying the crowd. I love the nickname, the Immortal. I'll never change my nickname.
The immortal indeed, Rakhien Ursel. Can he defeat Nicky Holzken for a second time? Nicky Holzken finds himself in a unfamiliar position in his one Super Series career. For the first time in one Super Series, Nicky Holzken finds himself coming in off a loss. How does that affect Nicky Holzken mentally? How does he train differently coming from a loss as opposed to coming from a win? Well, let's find out from Nicky Holzken himself and see what mindset he's in this rematch. A head kick from Nicky Holzken. He tags it. The big come on.
The greatest triumphs are forged through adversity. In 2016, Nicky Holzken was riding a 12-bout win streak. He was undefeated for 5 years. But by the end of 2017, Holzken was dealing with 3 straight losses.
Yeah, it was a rough period. If you win 5 years in a row and then you lose one time, yeah, that's very difficult. And you lose again, very more difficult. And you want to quit. In your mind, you think about, I don't go fighting anymore. I hate it now. But my wife said to me, Nicky, you are still as strong as a horse. And if you just believe in yourself and don't think so negative, you can become world champion again. So I started training again, and then one championship knocked on my door.
In November 2018, Holzken made his one championship debut. He faced 7-time Muay Thai and kickboxing world champion, Cosmo Alessandre. The roaring crowd, the world-class opponent, and the 3-bout losing streak all added to the immense pressure put on Holzken.
Honestly, I thought by myself, if I don't win this fight at a spectacular way, I'm gonna quit. I don't fight anymore. I trained so hard, I was so sharp, and I really want to make a crazy debut at one championship. And lucky for me, I win on a spectacular way.
Oh, spinning hook kick, how do you do? Nicky Holzken trying to go kleptomaniac and steal the round. He tags it, the big come on! And the night freaking Irene!
I have so much scars on my heart, and I also became a world champion. Belief is everything. Belief and hard work, don't give up.
It's an inspiration, Nicky Holzken. Can he become a world champion once again? Holzken versus Ursel is the rematch the world's been waiting for. It goes down tonight in our co-main event from the Istora Senayan in Jakarta, Indonesia. It's one championship, Dawn of Valor, the biggest card Indonesia has ever seen. And folks, plenty more action coming your way when we return here to Jakarta, Indonesia. Coming up, it's going to be Johnny Nunes and Kazuki Tokudome.
Sobrang hirap kasi madaming nangbubulit. Si Edward Malayang, parang ganun din sa neighborhood, madaming mahihirap. I want to be a doctor when I grow up. Some people say that it's not for girls. And Joy Lee proved that they are wrong, that we can do anything.
僕は背が低いことが原因でよく周りから弱い者いじめを受けていました。青木真也選手はあまりジムに馴染むことができず、周りとあまり合わせることができなくて。
ผมรักประเทศไทยประเทศของเราค่อยๆพัฒนามากขึ้นเรื่อยๆที่เพจดำรงขออำนวยสิริโชคให้เติบโตขึ้นและสร้างแรงบันดาลใจให้กับชาติ
I
青木真也選手の変わり者と言われても努力し続けた姿は僕の背が低いというコンプレックスを克服させてくれました。
My favorite athlete in this whole world is Anjali. I like her a lot. She inspires me to never give up. We just need a little confidence in ourselves.
Edward Polayang, kaya ko siya naging inspiration kasi nakita ko sa buhay niya kung gaano siya kahirap. Tapos nagpursige siya, tapos nagbago na yung buhay niya ngayon, naging champion siya.
Welcome back to One Championship Dawn of Valor, live from Jakarta, Indonesia on a Friday night. The biggest night in Indonesian martial arts history is upon us. Inside the Istora Senayan, the crowd continues to build, and so many of them come to see our star-studded main card. John Lineker on One Championship debut against Muina Гафурова. Abelardo versus Jamaica bantamweight. Eko Ronnie Saputra will bring the house down against KG Eben. But one of the loudest noises you're going to hear tonight will be for the darling of Indonesian martial arts, Priscilla Hedatati Lumbanggol. She takes on Myanmar national boxing champion Bozena Antonia. What a journey it's been through the martial arts for Priscilla Hedatati Lumbanggol. When she comes out tonight, it will be deafening.
Ya, kalau tahap memang ketika saya mau masuk ke dalam dunia bela diri ini banyak banget tantangan. Saya sendiri di mana terjadi penolakan, di mana mereka tidak menyetujui seorang putrinya harus bergelut di dunia bela diri. Pertama-tama kali saya ikut ke dunia bela diri ini, saya dengan orang tua itu tidak langsung kasih tahu. Pada saat itu saya kucing-kucingan dengan orang tua, jadi kayak saya izin pergi ke sekolah, ada tugas sekolah, ada les di luar sekolah, tapi sebenarnya saya itu latihan di jam-jam itu gitu. Dan setelah saya pulang seolah-olah saya pulang sekolah, padahal saya pulang latihan. Dan itu terus sampai saya setelah pulang dari Porda, pulang ke rumah, waktu itu kondisi saya biasa setiap habis pertanding pasti bengkak-bengkak, kaki saya bengkak, terus mereka tanya, kamu ini kenapa gitu kan? Terus saya bilang ke mereka, saya mah selama ini begini-begini, saya tuh sebenarnya latihan, tidak pergi les. Dan saya juga izin sekolah seminggu. Saya bilang ke orang tua kalau saya ada kegiatan kemah, padahal saya tuh pergi bertanding. Dan semuanya itu ketahuan setelah ada panggilan dari kepala sekolah memanggil orang tua saya. Kali pertamanya saya dapat medali dan persiapannya itu cuma 2 minggu. Nah, di situ saya lebih termotivasi. Di situ saya termotivasi, wah ini kayaknya saya harus latihan lebih rajin lagi gitu supaya bisa dapat duit lebih banyak. Itu kali pertamanya, dan di situ saya dapat uang banyak.
Orang kampung pada semangat semua. Aduh, puji Tuhan, anak kami Hertati udah bisa main, kami tonton di TV gitu. Memang kami udah bangga. Dia juga pada bilang sama kami, Mama, saya udah tersebar di mana-mana. Kalau dia dapat selalu ada duit dikasih sama kita. Ini mak duit buat apa? Kalau dia selalu membahagiakan orang tuanya sama abang-abangnya, kakaknya maupun ponakan.
Kalau di wushu nggak diajuin protes, nggak ada yang ini, terus tiba-tiba kita kalah tuh semua orang tiba-tiba menjauh. Saya bisa mengalahkan lawan saya itu dan saya pulang bawa medali. Ini suatu kebanggaan tersendiri bagi saya. Banyak orang yang meremehkan kamu, banyak orang yang nggak percaya sama kemampuan kamu, tapi kamu membuktikan itu. Akhirnya memang setelah itu karir saya langsung naik.
The inspiration of a nation, Priscilla Hedatati Lumbanggol. Folks, coming up next, it's a mixed martial arts rules contest set for 3-by-5. That's the USA versus Japan, as Johnny Nunes makes his One Championship debut against Kazuki Tokudome.
representing Japan, Kazuki Tokudome!
The 32-year-old pancrase lightweight world champion from Tokyo, Kazuki Tokudome, judo, jiu-jitsu and kickboxing stylist. 18-10-1 record, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions, a 69% finishing rate. Judo second-degree black belt, BJJ purple belt, All-Japan High School Judo Tournament competitor. Great all-rounder, Kazuki Tokudome.
Yeah, Tokudome's got a good, well-rounded skill set. He's going to need it in the global rules set on this one. He comes from a judo black background. He's got a second-degree black belt in judo, so he's going to need to lean on that judo to stop the wrestler Nunes. Nunes has got a very heavy wrestling game, so he's going to try to utilize his overhooks and his underhooks to try to put Nunes on his back and keep him away. He's got a very strong base, but he's also got a slick striking style. He comes from a kind of a kickboxing background. He carries his hands low, and he's got a lightning fast right hand. So he's gonna have to keep moving. He's gonna have to avoid getting his back up against the circle wall. He has to constantly circle around because Nunes' style is to put pressure on you and drag you to the ground. So this is gonna be a good matchup for him.
Representing the United States of America, Johnny Boy Nunes.
It's the One Championship debut of Johnny Boy. Johnny Nunes, the 34-year-old, originally from Los Angeles, USA, now based out of Evolve MMA in Singapore. NCAA wrestler, Johnny Nunes. 7-1 record, 2 knockouts, 1 submission, 4 decision wins, 2-time Idaho State Wrestling Champion, Junior Feeler Wrestling All-American, USA National Wrestling Team member, and BJJ Purple Belt.
Nunes, a very highly touted prospect coming in, making his debut in One Championship. He's been doing real well competing in the United States, and now he makes his way to the East, and he is pumped to be out here. And I think the One Fantasy fans have him leaning slightly ahead of Tokudome. 66% of you think Nunes gets his hand raised at the end. So if you haven't jumped on this One Fantasy thing, it's the largest martial arts fantasy game in the world, so you guys have got to get on it. Make your picks, and maybe we'll give you a shout out here. Nunes has a very heavy wrestling game. Look for him to try to tackle on that front headlock. He wants to be aggressive from the opening bell. He wants to try to back Tokudome up, get that front headlock, and he's looking for the darce, so pay attention for that. He's got a good boxing game. He's been working a lot of boxing out there to involve mixed martial arts with a lot of the world champions out there. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm excited to watch this one unfold.
Johnny Nunes about to enter the One Circle for the very first time. What a moment here for Johnny Boy. The USA versus Japan. Mixed martial arts rules contest set for 3 by 5 at lightweight 77.1 kilograms. Freestyle Johnny Nunes, judoka is Kazuki Tokudome. Both men stand at 182 years the elder is Johnny Nunes. Let's go to Tom Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a One Championship lightweight contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is a pancrase lightweight world champion, standing at 180 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 19 wins and 10 losses. Training out of Paraistra Hachioji, representing Japan. Give it up for Kazuki Tokudome. And now, introducing his opponent out of the red corner. He is an NCAA wrestler, standing at 180 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 7 wins and only 1 loss. Training out of Evolve MMA, representing the United States of America, he is Johnny Boy Nunes. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Olivier Coste.
Alright guys, watch out for headbutt, low blow, back of the head and spine. I want a clear fair fight, touch grab if you want, and back your corner.
Final instructions from referee Olivier Coste. 4th time in the one circle for Kazuki Tokudome. First time for Johnny Boy Nunes. Inside the Astura Senayan in Jakarta, Indonesia, about 50% full. We are expecting a sellout tonight.
Judge
and
time.
Nunes
Ready?
is raring
Ready?
to go from his corner. Bounds out of it. Southpaw stance on Tokudome. Orthodox stance on Johnny Boy. Fake there from Nunes early. Walks into it. Solid left hand from the Southpaw Tokudome. Tokudome into right hand from Johnny Boy. Top position here for Tokudome. Aggressive start. Tokudome full mount on Johnny Boy Nunes.
Looked like Tokudome could have clipped Nunes when he was coming in, and that's how he ended up in the mount position. Could have been a stumble, not quite sure the action happened so fast.
Watch out, back of the head, watch out.
Tokudome's on top. He's got those legs laced up, trying to shut down that top game. You can see how he has the legs grapevine like that, so it's going to be hard for Nunes to try to create a little bit of space. He's got to try to get moving. He's got to try to push down those legs, create that space, and move those hips out.
Tokudome only has 3 submission wins in 18 victories, 10 though by knockout. A very high percentage knockout ratio for Tokudome.
Watch out, back of the head.
Johnny Boy Nunes.
Watch out, back of the head, watch out.
7-1 record, 2 knockouts, 1 submission for the American. Not where the wrestler necessarily wants to be on his back. In wrestling, NCAA wrestling with over 2,000 competitive matches for Johnny Boy Nunes.
And a lot of that time he was spending on top, beating people up. So he does have a BJJ purple belt though, so he is pretty sufficient. He is pretty competent on the ground. Now Tokudome slides over into side control. Nice little bridge there from Nunes to get back in the half guard.
Wrist control there from Johnny Boy. 3 minutes 20 remaining. First round of 3. Set for 3 by 5 in the lightweight division. Looks to get off the left hand there. There's Tokudome. Tokudome, the pound brace lightweight world champion. One of over 140 martial arts world champions. Will have your one championship. As Johnny Boy gets back to his feet.
Risky escape there from Nunes to turn right into Tokudome, but it worked. He was able to pop back up to his...
Reverse elbows there from Johnny Boy Nunes. Definitely now breaks off. Let's see what salvos Johnny Boy can get off now. Southpaw versus Orthodox. The American is the Orthodox.
just slipped as he threw the head kick. Now Nunez is on top. Good place for him to end. He's got to kind of flurry a little bit here, do a little bit of damage to work his way back into this match.
Down here from Johnny Boy. What does he need to do? He's going to close out the round strongly. First time in top position for Johnny Boy Nunez. And omoplata, a shoulder lock on that left shoulder of the American. And that ends the first round. Impressive stuff until the final 45 seconds for Kazuki Tokodome.
Yeah, it was just that last kick that he threw. His feet left from under him. This is what we were talking about. This is how Nunez is coming in. Beautiful lateral movement, but that time he was able to touch Tokodome. But he just keeps lunging forward. You can see him changing stances, trying to get close, trying to get that body lock. But Tokodome just does a beautiful job of circling away, kind of like a matador with a bull rushing forward as you just kind of slide away and then land some punches. There was that kick that enabled a modified omoplata that he threw up, maybe a go-go plata he was thinking about. So he just kind of lets, you know, Nunez know that if you put me on my back, I'm going to throw something at you.
Second round of this lightweight contest from inside the Istora Senayan in Jakarta, Indonesia. For one championship, Dawn of Valor. It's Johnny Boy Nunez of the USA versus Kazuki Tokodome of Japan. Fakes early on here from Johnny Boy. Gonna watch that rear leg roundhouse kick of Tokodome and a big swinging overhand left to the southpaw. Front kick there from Tokodome, counter right hand from Johnny Nunez. Nunez resets, shakes it off, fakes again. Let's see if Nunez can get Tokodome on his back. Nunez does not want to be on his back. Not as explosive a start here from Tokodome as we saw at the counter to the first. Nunez throws a knee on the inside and breaks off.
Well, I think a lot of the patience coming from Tokodome is Nunez isn't blitzing forward the way he was in the first. That's what kind of created that initial chaos and those explosions that we were seeing. Tokodome was able to laterally step back, avoid the big shots, and land counter strikes. There's a nice, because this is what we usually see when we see a wrestler facing somebody in a southpaw versus orthodox. There is that right leg right there from Tokodome that Nunez could reach down, snatch up a single leg.
Tokodome, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and judo background. Second-degree black belt in judo, BJJ purple belt. Has some great wins already in one. TKO of Adrian Pan, TKOs throughout his record for the man with the 18-10-1 record. Tokodome throws the right hand, does Johnny Nunez.
That right hand's starting to land. You can see the way he steps forward to cover that distance. He throws the right hand and he steps forward with his right hand and kind of puts him in a better position for a possible takedown as Tokodome takes him down and presses him right up against the circle wall. Nunez is trying to circle around, get his feet up, change the position.
Johnny Nunez finds himself on his back for the second time in this contest. Let's see what Tokodome can do from this position.
Tokodome is using that judo beautifully to control the hip, stop the takedowns. Nice little body lock takedown there, put Nunez on his back.
Tokodome says he wants to become a one lightweight world champion. The title currently held by Christian Lee, who had a magnificent performance over Dagi Aslanaliev in Japan to win the one lightweight world Grand Prix championship final.
Tokodome has had a rough road here. You know, he's already got a loss against the current champion, Christian Lee. He suffered a unanimous decision loss against Jadamba, but this performance
don't grab the
he's definitely putting on a show.
Dragon, what does Johnny Boy do from this position?
Well, the first thing he's got to do, he's got to try to get that underhook on his right side. So you can see his kind of head, his arm is over the head of Tokodome. You can see he's trying to kind of wall walk. He's trying to sort of like slide his legs around to change the position, but it's hard to do inside the half guard of Tokodome, especially when Tokodome's got such heavy hips. He's got to get the underhook on the right side, scoot off his back. You can't stay flat on your back like that. You have to try to create a little bit of space. Now he's doing that. Now he's shrimping off or hip escaping onto his left side, but he's got to create that movement. But the hips of Tokudome are giving him a lot of problems. Just how heavy his hips are pressing down on the legs of Johnny Nunez.
Top position, half guard for Tokudome. 80 seconds remaining. Second round of 3. Nice little knee off the right leg there from Tokudome, and another one to the body of Johnny Boy. Impressive opening round it was for Tokudome. In control here in the second round after some promise in the stand-up with the right hand from Johnny Boy earlier on.
See, but this is the hips of Tokudome. Nunez has the underhook on the left side, but he still can't get away from Nunez. It's the other way around. He's got to try to get the underhook on that one side right there, that right side, so he can start scooting off onto his hips.
No fingers.
Now he's getting a little bit of movement, trying to buck up, but Tokudome is just so heavy on top.
Under 40 seconds remaining now. Johnny Nunez, who went on a magnificent 5-match winning streak at the outset of his pro career, including 2 first-round finishes, a beautiful Bravo choke over Kerry Latimer, and also a TKO with the punches over Joel Donna Osorto. Still top position here, though, for Tokudome. He'll try and ride out the rest of the round in this position, just grinding away on Johnny Boy Nunez. Nunez, he comes in with back-to-back victories tonight over David Jordan by decision and Josh Wick by decision. Both over in the USA. Does not finish the round in that position. Tokudome tries to some ground pound, and we've got one more to go. Don't forget, folks, download the One Super app and make sure you play the world's largest martial arts fantasy game, available now on the One Super. You can pick your winners for our bouts in every match of One Championship. And as Mitch mentioned earlier, in this one, 60-some fantasy are tipping Johnny Boy Nunez over Kazuki Tokudome. Make sure you download the One Super app now on the App Store, also on Google Play, and play One Fantasy, the world's largest martial arts fantasy game. Third and final round of this lightweight contest. What does Johnny Boy Nunez need to do here, Dragon?
First of all, he's got to change up the takedown game. It's not quite working. Just those hips of Tokudome are able to control a lot of the positions. You can see him trying to go airborne there as he was looking for a possible flying knee. He's got to turn it up at this round. He can't leave anything to chance here.
There's a stiff right hand from Johnny Boy. Switches to southpaw, step through right hand, nicely done. The old Ray Cepho special there. Inside leg kick from Tokudome. Switches stance again, doubles up on the right hand as Nunez. Switches again, goes in for a double leg takedown, driving takedown, gets it on Tokudome. That will do wonders for the confidence of Johnny Boy Nunez.
Yeah, that was beautiful. He landed that step through right hand a couple of times, and then on the third attempt, he stepped through, shot right into a double leg, which is a perfect transition for a southpaw opponent. Lacks up the legs. Now he's going to try to scoot Tokudome's hips away from the circle wall and see if he can lay in a little bit of ground and pound.
1 minute down, third and final round of an intriguing contest. Now, it's not scored round by round, but you feel if it was, perhaps you'd have Tokudome edging ahead slightly. Johnny Boy Nunez has opened up this third round a lot more impressively, however. Starting to stamp his authority. Can he sit Tokudome down again?
He has to get Tokudome's hips away from the circle wall, because that enabled Tokudome to kind of just slide right up the wall and get back up and do that. And now we're back into half guard. So this is where we've got to see Nunez with a little bit of urgency. He cannot just sit here flat on his back at the 12-minute mark. He's got to push, because right now that takedown might have gave him a little bit of, scoring, but at this point, Tokudome is kind of running away with it.
The position of our Indonesian broadcast team tonight. Top position, half guard for Tokudome, the Pancrase World Champion. Looking to advance his 18-10-1 record He's got 10 knockouts and 3 submission wins. Little shoulder thrust there.
It's the head position of Tokudome. He just kind of flattens out Nunez and just has such good control in this half guard position. Nunez is not able to get anything off. He's not able to advance his position, not able to kind of hold on to Tokudome and prevent a little bit of, to stop the ground and pound from coming. But Tokudome is doing just enough to prevent the stand-up.
Some raking elbows there from Kazuki Tokudome out of Tokyo, Japan. Curls around that right hand. Johnny Nunez needs to try and change things up, but how does he do it, Dragon?
This is what he did in the first round. He turned into Tokudome and gave up his back, and then kind of was able to get back up to his knees and stand back up. But Tokudome is kind of wise to that, and he's able to flatten him out and prevent him from really turning. You can see what Nunez is trying to do. He's trying to go belly down, maybe slide up onto his knees and create the stand-up. He's constantly switching his hips back and forth, but Tokudome is just one step ahead of the chess game.
Time is ticking down here for Johnny Boy Nunez. 90 seconds remain. Still top position for Kazuki Tokudome of Japan. You see Johnny Boy controlling the posture. Doesn't want Tokudome posturing up and landing those elbows or those fists in the ground and pound. Pushes down the face here. Tries to draw an elbow to Tokudome. And Johnny Boy find a way back to his feet. Almost down to the final minute now.
You can see those changes of those hips from Nunez. He's trying to create movement, but Tokudome is just smothering him, not allowing him to go anywhere. He's not even trying to advance his position. He's okay just to sit there, do a little bit of damage, soften him up, because he's not even trying to get his leg out. You can see typically you might see somebody now he's trying to get his leg out. Now he's trying to pass over, does so into mount, but he gives Nunez a chance to recover the half guard on the other side.
35 seconds now. Long time in a half guard for Kazuki Tokudome. Full mount from Tokudome. And Johnny Nunez slips out the back door. Nicely done from Johnny Boy. Top position now for Nunez. And Tokudome back to his feet into knee. Johnny Boy clinches up with it. A tango. There's the right hand from Johnny Boy. And again. Johnny Boy Nunez trying to find a big tough thumper to end the round. Has he got one more power shot? And there it is. We go down to the judges here in Jakarta.
Wow, pretty impressive performance from Kazuki Tokudome. Very heavy top game, was able to control a lot of the scrambles, end up on top. But in the early part of the round, we got to see a lot of that, fade-away punching power from Tokudome. Was able to do a lot of damage, control a lot of this round, but then he was able to get on top, and once he was on top, he was just smothering Nunez. These takedowns were beautiful, these body lock takedowns, able to put the wrestler on his back in an uncomfortable position, and then just doing just enough work on top to stay there. Beautifully done. Look at that leg trick. Just floats over to the other side, puts Nunez on his back, and then just kept the ground and pound coming. Impressive performance from Kazuki Tokudome.
Will the winner's medal go back to Japan, or will it go to Singapore? Kazuki Tokudome or Johnny Boy Nunez? We're about to find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Kazuki Tokudome.
Kazuki Tokudome takes it. It's decision win number 7, career win number 19. The Pancrase lightweight world champion from Tokyo, Japan. Impressive performances, Dragon said, from Kazuki Tokudome. Great sportsmanship and code of honor, that martial arts respect being shown by Kazuki Tokudome. Elated is the 32-year-old now with the Dragon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Kazuki Tokudome. Tadoki-san, very impressive performance against a tough opponent. How do you feel about your performance here tonight?
強い相手だとお聞かせください。疲れました。まあなんとか生き残ったんでよかったです。ありがとうございます。テレマカシ。I'm very tired now, but I got victory. Thank you very much.
Jakarta, make some noise for your winner, Kazuki Tokodome!
Kazuki Tokodome wins over the crowd here in Jakarta. Big victory for the 32-year-old Pancrase lightweight world champion, who now advances his record to 19-10-1. A great night. And coming up next, it's a mixed martial arts rules contest set for 3 by 5-minute round, as Rudy Augustine takes on Abro Fernandez in a flyweight contest that should be a cracker. In Jakarta.
Representing Indonesia, Rudy, the Golden Boy, Augustine!
The Golden Boy from Tangerang, Indonesia, Rudy Augustine. The 34-year-old brings in a 7-3 mixed martial arts record with 3 knockouts, 2 submissions, 5-1 in Muay Thai, 4-1 in boxing. The One Pride MMA flyweight champion, the Indonesian national Muay Thai champion. Comes in also off a loss last time out. Before that was also riding a streak. His was 6 matches long. Certainly an all-rounder in every sense of the description, Dragon.
Yeah, listening to Rudy Augustine break down his opponent, Abro Fernandez, you think he has this one dialed in. His keys to success in this one are going to be to utilize the footwork. He says that Fernandez stands flat-footed and doesn't really move when he throws shots. So he's looking for Abro Fernandez to drop those hands slightly after the jab and then counter back. So he needs to avoid the big right hand of Fernandez, constantly move around and make him miss and then make him pay. Rudy Augustine does his best work when he's on top, so I would imagine that Rudy Augustine is going to try to get underneath the punches of Abro Fernandez. Look for that double leg that he's really proficient at. Put Abro Fernandez on his back and then start dropping that ground and pound. This is a good stylistic matchup between 2 heavy punchers, but I think the details are going to come down to the takedown. Who can get on top and who can stay there, Michael?
He can start quick, Rudy Augustine. 2 of his last 3 wins were by first round submission. And also when it goes the distance, he is 2-0 in bouts that go to the judges. Mixed martial arts rules contest set for 3 by 5. Muay Thai versus boxing. Abro Fernandez, 2 centimeters the taller, is the younger by 5 years. Flyweight matchup. This one's going to be interesting. Let's go to Tom Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a 1 championship flyweight contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is an Indonesian bantamweight champion, standing at 172 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 7 wins and 2 losses. Training out of Han Academy and Indo Gym, representing Indonesia and Timor-Leste. Put your hands together for Abro, the Black Komodo Fernandez. And now, introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he is an Indonesian flyweight champion, standing at 170 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 7 wins and 3 losses. Training out of Strive MMA and Golden Camp, representing Indonesia. Presenting Rudy, the Golden Boy, Augustin. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Yoshinori Umeki.
Come center. Come center. No headbutting, no slamming, okay, no back grind, no attack back to the head, okay? Touch grab. Back corner.
Final instructions here for Rudy Augustin and Abro Fernandez. We are set for 3 by 5 in this flyweight contest. Crowd continues to file in on a balmy Friday night in Jakarta, Indonesia, inside the Istora Senayan. Magnificent venue for the biggest martial arts event Indonesia is yet to see. 2 world titles on the line in our massive main card later on tonight. Abro Fernandez, right of screen in the all-black trunks. Rudy Augustin probing with that long lead arm of his. Augustin's corner saying use the jab, sit behind your jab, probe and measure with it. That's what Augustin's doing early on here. Good jab again from Augustin. Outside leg kick. Tries for a counter right-handed Fernandez, but nowhere near the distancing needed. Well, watch out for the power right hand, and he's circling into it at the moment, Rudy Augustin. Outside leg kick from Abro Fernandez. Just to that common peroneal nerve above the lead knee. Goes to the inside thigh, does Augustin. Filling out process in the opening 60 seconds here, Dragon.
Abro Fernandez says he really worked on his speed for this one. He wants to be just a step faster than usual because he learned a lot when he went up against Gurdasan Mangat. He felt like he was just hypnotized by the movement of Mangat, and he wasn't able to keep up. Just watching him got him tired. So he definitely spent a lot of time working on his speed and becoming faster. But right now, it looks like Augustin is just a step ahead of him.
Fake there from Rudy Augustin. 3-2 combination from Abro Fernandez. Fernandez tends to plant himself a little more. You'll find Augustin on the balls of his feet. Abro Fernandez more flat-footed. Inside leg kick from Rudy. Circles away from the right side, the power side of Fernandez. Goes for the lead thigh. Very quick, sharp delivery of that lead hand from Rudy Augustin. This is the inside leg kick. A little slow on the counter though there, Abro Fernandez. Still can't get that distance, that timing down. Outside leg kick from Abro. Higher up in the kick now. We're going to tuck it under the right arm. Rudy Augustin resets. Has the reach, the length over Abro Fernandez.
Abro does have a speed problem here. If he is, can't just quite match the speed of Augustin. I like the leg kicks. Just keep going after those leg kicks. Slow down Augustin so he can stay still and land that big right hand.
Both men who have losses to a common opponent, Chandratana. Rudy Augustin losing to Chandratana by TKO in the second round. Also TKO in the second round for Abro Fernandez.
Augustin was right though. When Abro Fernandez throws his left hand, he does bring his hand down by his waist. I wonder if Augustin can counter that.
Big jab, outside leg kick there from Abro Fernandez. In a glorified kickboxing contest in the opening round. Set for 3 by 5. Right hand counter there from Fernandez. Right hand again. You saw Augustin tuck his chin, look through the brow, as he should do against the power salvos of Abro Fernandez. And reaching jab, no right hand for company though from Rudy.
Augustin's trying to load up that right hand. After every single shot that Fernandez throws, you can see Augustin is throwing that big right hand to counter that hand drop.
Is counterclockwise, staying away from Abro's power side. Rudy Augustin. On the balls of his feet, always moving, always working the angles and lots of lateral movement from Rudy Augustin. Under a minute to go now in the opening round. Nice jab to outside leg kick, shin to the quadriceps there. You can hear the corner of Rudy Augustian saying it's your house now. Overhand right, but again, the distance not there for Abro, who wants to be on the inside, wants to be in the phone booth here with Rudy.
He was having a hard time with the footwork and the distance. Fernandez is able to, big shots. There he was able to close the distance by catching a leg kick and putting Augustian on his back.
First time we've gone to ground in this opening round. Close guard here for Rudy Augustian as Abro Fernandez tries to land some ground and pound to close out the first of 3.
Good place for Fernandez to kind of end that round, at least show a little bit of dominance, because it looked like he was getting outstruck, which has got to be surprising to him because he's usually outstriking a lot of people. But when he does choose to take things to the ground, he usually gets this finish. He's got 3 submission finishes, but that usually come when he passes the guard and then he gets on top and he looks for the mount, ground and pounds his way usually to armbar finishes or rear naked choke finishes. But that was a good first round from both these guys. At least the feeling out process of Augustian, he was able to kind of understand the speed and the timing of Abro Fernandez and look for those counters. Fernandez kneels down.
Yeah, what is that, Mitch? I've never seen that one before.
He's kneeling down in Cesar, it looks like.
Is there a particular body part he would be trying to stretch by doing that?
Maybe his quads. I think he's maybe just force of habit. Relaxing, loosening up, getting ready. Okay. Minute 6.
All right.
You ready? I'm ready.
Put it down, force of habit. 75% full now inside the Astorga Senayan in Jakarta. We're expecting a summer for one championship dawn of Vela with a double main event, 2 world titles up for grabs in 1 Super Series kickboxing and 1 championship mixed martial arts. Good jab early on there from Rudy Augustian. The long, ranging arms of Rudy. He's so fast. As Mitch said earlier, he beats Fernandez for speed. Fernandez will have the edge in power, but to work for power, he's got to get inside the jab.
See Fernandez trying to back him up against the circle wall. Augustian's doing a good job of continually circling. He's on that bicycle, and he keeps circling to the weaker side of Fernandez to avoid that big power shot.
Jab again, doubles up in it. Good outside leg kick, shins at top of the thigh. Nicely done from Rudy Augustian, tied up against the circle now. What does Abro Fernandez look for from here, Dragon?
You can see he's got an overhook on the left side, and he's trying to spin, but he's kind of going the wrong way. Fernandez has got a strong clinch. He's got to try to get into that clinch position. Now he's fighting for the underhook on the right side, but that underhook on that right side for Augustian is going to help him control the position and keep that pressure against him. Fernandez is trying to drop down for a double leg, but Augustian's got those underhooks, so he's able to control the posture of Fernandez.
Once again, folks, don't forget to follow us across all your social media platforms. One Championship on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Top position now for Rudy Augustian. And Abro Fernandez nicely done. That's his feet. Puts Rudy on his back. How do you do?
Good job by Fernandez. Utilized the underhook to drive in. You could see that he tried to use a knee shield, and that created the off balance where Augustian was able to spin him around. But the scramble, Fernandez was able to take Augustian down, and now he's in top position.
Abro Fernandez, can he posture up here and land some ground and pound on Rudy Augustian from the half guard? Augustian controlling Abro's posture here. Here does Rudy go from this position.
Now he's got double underhooks, so that's going to be an advantageous position for him to be, so he can either go one way or the other, but he doesn't like the ground and pound, so he's trying to keep Fernandez nice and tight. But that underhook on that right side is able to him to do this. He's able to get back up to his knees and back up to his feet eventually with that underhook. An underhook is very important. And look at Fernandez able to get the body lock and drive him back down to the mat.
It looks like Abro Fernandez has found his momentum here in the second round with 1 minute 50 remaining. Takedown on Augustin, top position again for Abro Fernandez. And now he's got the full mount. Here comes Abro. Here comes the ground and pound. Boom with the elbow. And the hammer fist strike. And he's going to take the back of Rudy Augustin.
This is what Fernandez did on the local scene. He beats people into the submission. Now he's got on to the neck.
Look at this!
Look at Augustin.
Once more.
Look at that. Augustin turned into the choke. Gave up mountain stance. Says, you're not choking me, but you can beat on me now.
Here come the heavy hands and the elbows of Abro Fernandez. Is Augustin going to give up his back again? Fernandez riding him. Softens him up a little more. Peppering punches from the mounts. Referee on top of the action.
If he lets it go, he can get the stoppage here, but Augustin turns his back. Fernandez might slide off. Oh, good job by Augustin to get back to his feet.
The punching combinations happening. One back and forth contest through the second of three. Abro Fernandez indeed found his second wind in the second round.
Fernandez is doing really well inside these scrambles. He's able to be a step ahead and end up in a lot of these advantageous positions. Now he's in top. Now he's able to slide over into mount. We're right back where we started.
Mounts him again and drops the elbow between the eyes. There's one to the top of the ear. Augustin forced to cover up. It's dominance here from Abro Fernandez. The black kimono wants to sink in the choke. Gonna soften him up a little more. Drops the elbow. Sneaks a hand through to the nose. Going for an arm. Can he go coming down armbar?
He's almost got it extended.
Can he take the arm home? The black kimono. Hey, no good eyes.
This match got a lot more interesting in the last 3 minutes of that match, especially inside the scrambles. When these guys go to the body lock position, pressing up against the wall, they start to move, and Fernandez was able to outwork Augustin. Look at this. He gets the body lock, goes to the trip. Beautiful takedown there. Passes over the guard. Augustin doesn't even able to maintain guard. Here he is, soften him up. This is Augustin's takedown here, I believe. Yeah, where he was able to defend the knee shield, turn him to the side, end up on top. But then, that was the part where we started to see Fernandez scramble out, end up on top, and do a lot of good work from the top position. I think the tide is starting to shift, and there he goes, dropping down to his knees again, getting ready to go.
The tide is starting to shift. It's high tide for Abro Fernandez right now. Dragon, here's momentum on his side. Can he keep it going? Third and final round. Look inside the beautiful Istora Senayan in Jakarta, Indonesia. Fernandez. You just sense the confidence oozing all over for Abro right now. Take Augustin down, he does. Top position again for Abro Fernandez, half guard.
I'm impressed with Fernandez's grappling. In the beginning of this match, I called it the other way around. I thought the grappling advantage would come from Augustin because of his past matchups. But Fernandez is a beast on the ground, and we are seeing it right here. Look at him on top, controlling the head position. Even though Augustin's got the underhook on that side, he's just flattening him out, not allowing him to go anywhere. If Augustin's got the juice, he might be able to buck up and recover guard fully and maybe work up back to his feet. But Fernandez looks like he's incredibly strong on top.
The Kempo brown belt, Abro Fernandez, 7-2 record, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions, 86% finishing rate. Comes in off back-to-back losses to Gurushan Manga and Chandratana. And he finds himself back in the winner's circle in 3 minutes and 50 seconds time, or maybe before that. Close to taking home the arm, but choking out Augustin in the opening round.
That was beautiful. Fernandez let him take the underhook, and once he had the underhook, he steps over fully into mount. Now he's got the back of Augustin. Here comes the rear naked choke. The black kimono is going to get deep with the choke.
Flattened out like a pancake. It's Rudy Augustin. The black kimono squeezes, and he takes home the victory.
It looks like he's a little bit off to the side. He doesn't quite have the position yet. Augustin's doing a good job at defending and creating those angles, just making it just difficult enough for Fernandez not to be able to get the choke in.
What a swing of the pendulum when you compare the Abro Fernandez of round 1 to the Abro of round 2 and 3.
It's this grappling. It's this grappling style. It's this wrestling that he's employing. He's doing a great job of just kind of slowing down Augustin and exhausting him inside these clinches and these scrambles. If he's going to turn the corner and spin him to his left. Now he tries to hook the leg. Beautifully done to put him on his knees.
About halfway through this third and final round. Just softens up. Augustin a little more. There's Abro Fernandez. Drills the knee. Standing now. Has the back of Rudy Augustin. Drags him down the canvas again. Will he try and take Augustin's back? He does that. Get the hooks in, looks to flatten him out, he does that now.
Oh, beautiful hip placement, just driving the hips down, flattening him out. Now he's trying to slide that neck under the, or that arm under the neck. He might have it, he goes palm to palm, chooses to let it go.
Plenty of time to find the finish here for Abro Fernandez. Augustin flattened down again. Fatigue on Rudy Augustin. Got to protect the neck here. How much of a toll is this physically taking on Rudy Augustin, Dragon?
He's just getting out scrambled in all these positions. Ever since the middle of the second round, Fernandez has just been outworking him. He just doesn't stop moving. You can kind of see that Augustin kind of relinquishes. He kind of gives up and he lets, Fernandez control that top position. Oh, he's got a face crank. No, doesn't quite have it.
He's trying 1 minute 15 now to go.
Fernandez wants this finish. He does not want it to go to the judges' scorecards. You can keep seeing him go for that rear naked choke, but Augustin's got good defense and he's able to create those angles.
Abro to switch to something else or does he keep going after the rear naked?
I think he might want to flatten him out, but just like this, posture up, control the hips, and then just start letting the ground and pound go because they might be too slippery at this point. He might not have just the minute details enough. That's a face crank right there. He might be able to hold onto his head in that one position and then just keep punching. Yep.
Final 40 seconds, third and final round. Still has the back of Augustin. There's Abro Fernandez. The black Komodo out of Solo, Indonesia. Has had a dominant second round, a dominant third round. It is all for Augustin to do, but time is now against Rudy. Back elbow, beautifully done. Flips him around the ear. Curls the right hand to the jaw. No reverse elbow to the ear. One there to the orbital. It is all one-way traffic. You can sign the pink slips. You can sign the ownership papers. Because for 2 rounds out of 3, Abro Fernandez has owned Rudy Augustin. Mounts him in the final seconds. Just a final display of dominance. And look at the respect. Mitch, I'm impressed. After the first round, I thought, wow, this isn't the Abro that wants to get back in the winner's circle, but then he turned it around the second and drove it home in the third.
That he did. Impressive performance from the black Komodo, Abro Fernandez, and this is what it was all about. It was just about the grappling, the wrestling from Fernandez. He was able to control the stand-up inside that body lock. He was able to toss Augustin around like a rag doll, control the top, constantly looking for the finish. He wasn't just trying to lay and pray. He wasn't just trying to hold on to him and keep him flat. He was aggressively looking for the finish, but he was just too much. The grappling was definitely the key to his success, and he learned a lot from his past performances. Good job, Abro Fernandez, marching his way into the winner's circle.
Let's go to Tom Lau and make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Abro
Fernandez, after back-to-back losses, is finally back in the winner's circle. Black Komodo, a dominant second and third round after Rudy Augustin lit him up in the striking in the first round. Let's see what Abro Fernandez, he got the